If you think only mastering SQL will make you a great data analyst in 2026, then you're wrong. Everyone thinks great data analysts are gurus of SQL, Python, and dashboard building. But after working with analysts for years and working as a data analyst myself, I noticed something very interesting. The best of data analysts do not start with SQL, rather they start with asking good questions. And one mistake I see analysts make all the time is jumping straight into the data before even understanding the problem. For example, someone sends you a data request maybe via Slack or via email, like, can you spool user activity for last month or for last year? And within minutes, the analyst is already writing SQL scripts, joining tables and filtering rows, trying to deliver the answer as quickly as possible. But here's the problem. Sometimes the question you were given isn't actually the question that needs answering. And that's where curiosity becomes the most important skill a data analyst can develop. Most analysts skip the questioning step for a simple reason. They want to be helpful. I get it. I understand. When someone asks for data, the instinct is, let me get this as quickly as I can. So we jump straight into execution. We spool the data, build the dashboard, send out the numbers. But what often happens next is something every analyst has experienced. The follow-up messages start coming in. Can we break it down by region? Can we break it down by months? Can we compare it to the last quarter? Can we filter it for only premium users? And suddenly the word doubles or even triples, not because the analysis was wrong, but because the problem wasn't fully understood in the beginning. Experienced analysts learn to slow down slightly at the start of any project or any task, because a few clarifying questions early can save you several hours of rework later. One of the first things good analysts try to understand is this: what decision is this analysis supporting? Because data analysis isn't just about producing numbers, it's about helping people make better decisions. For example, someone might ask you, can you show user activity for the past 30 days? But the real question might be something entirely different. Maybe they just want to know, are users dropping off? Is a new feature that we've released, is it working well? Did engagement improve after a product update? I mean, those are very different questions. And if you do not understand the decision behind the request, you might deliver something that is technically correct, but practically useless. That's why one of the most powerful questions an analyst can ask is simply, what decision are we trying to make with this data? That one question often changes their entire analysis. Another place analysts get into trouble is with unclear metrics. Stakeholders often describe problems using very broad language. They might say, we want to look at user activity, or let's track performance. But those terms can mean different things depending on your sector, of course. Are we trying to measure daily active users? In fact, what does daily active user mean? Is it the fact that someone logs into an app, for example, or that the person does a transaction, using a fintech as an example? Revenue per user, conversion rates, each one of those metrics tell a completely different story. Good analysts do not assume. No, they don't make assumptions. They clarify. They ask, what metric should represent success in this particular scenario or context? That small clarification prevents a lot of confusion later, because once you agree on the right metric, the analysis becomes much more clearer. There's another layer many analysts overlook, which is context. I'm sure you've heard this phrase, context is king. Yeah, that's very correct. Numbers never exist in isolation. For example, are we comparing week over week, or is it month over month? Is it year over year? Did a marketing campaign run during that time to have influenced the numbers? Was there a product release? Did anything unusual happen in the business? Without context, numbers can easily be misinterpreted. A spike might look exciting, but maybe it's just a seasonal pattern or the result of a one-time campaign. Great analysts Constantly think about the environment around the data, not just the numbers themselves in isolation. And this is where curiosity becomes powerful. When analysts ask better questions, something interesting happens. People stop seeing them as someone who just pulls data. Instead, they start seeing them as someone who helps shape the problem, who helps shape the future of the business, someone who helps stakeholders think more clearly. And that shift is actually one of the biggest difference between the junior analysts and more experienced analysts. Junior analysts often focus on execution, while experienced analysts focus on understanding the problem first. And surprisingly, that shift has very little to do with tools. It has everything to do with thinking. So the next time someone asks you for data or someone gives you a data request, resist that urge to jump straight into SQL, even though I know that's the first thing you might want to do. Pause for a moment, ask a few clarifying questions, understand the decision, clarify the metric, consider the context. Because great analysts don't just answer questions, they make sure the right question is being answered. So, I'm curious about something. What's the most common type of request you as an analyst get? Is it dashboard requests, or is it just ad hoc analysis, or something else? Let me know in the comments. And in the next video, I'll be talking about something interesting that every analyst must know. Till I see you in the next one. Bye.